seeing now, and that was the guy that the players had heard about. When you think about just Roki when he came over from Japan, is this version of him and who he is on the mound, the confidence, how he's using his stuff, full pitch mix, is this the guy that you kind of heard about as well and are seeing right now?
This is the guy that we saw on video in Japan, and that we hope to get. I think that we're all guilty of expecting it to be seamless, and certainly unfair to Roki, and not appreciating that there has to be some transition period. And he's went through some tough times and some doubts, but he's gotten to the other side, and a lot of support in the clubhouse. And I think he's feeling that. He's put in a lot of work himself. He's a lot more physical. The stuff is really playing well. We talk about that split. And the split now, ironically, is kind of to the velocity that it used to be in Japan. And so there is an adjustment with the ball that he had to make with his grip with the split. But now it's 90, 91. And it's just, and you can see his demeanor on the mound, just real confidence. And it's good to see him get through 7 innings tonight, the way he did.
Was an example of how you're now seeing it hit a consistent pace, and just he's building with each outing, not only getting better, but you're just seeing a consistency with the constructive results?
Yeah. Every time, I think, certainly now, I think we can all agree that the floor for Roki is much higher, and the expectation every time he takes the ball is high. And he's earned that. And I think if you look at the last 6 or 7 starts, it's been as good as any starter in the big leagues in the consistency of performance. So really proud of him. And I know that he wants for more, and the floor has just been raised. Now it's just continue to raise that ceiling.
What part of him now stands out to you most about like what you saw in the video? Is it sort of how he went about guys? Is it the stuff, the velocity? What sort of stands out the most watching him now?
Just the mound presence. I think if you look at the stuff, the results now, striking out high 20%, walking, 5 to 6%. That's what he did in Japan. And now you're talking about major league hitters. So the performance now mirrors that. And then just the way he's carrying himself, there's just no more doubt and uncertainty. I think that, you can tell a pitcher, and hitters can sniff it out when a pitcher is not confident.
In the 7th, when you set Roki back out there, sometimes pitchers can, in a tight game, get too fine or too cute. The way that he responded, he just seemed to attack another level. How much do you enjoy that response to the challenge, and how was his overall mound presence in the air?
It was a challenge. It was something that we've talked about how, when you want to give him more leash, and in a 0-0 ball game, 85 pitches, 86 pitches, something like that, where we could have easily pivoted. But I wanted to see how he responded in the 7th inning. And to your point, yes, he did. He was on the attack. He didn't run from the 7th. And that shows a lot of growth. Like I said, I'm just really happy for him.
Dave, Roki's a pretty reserved guy, but I don't know if you saw in the 5th inning after he struck out Frazier, kind of beat his chest once. What does that say about how confident, how comfortable he is in his own skin?
It's good. I love to see the emotion tempered. It was a big out. He threw a good pitch to get the strikeout. And I like the way that he had emotion but didn't go over the top and exert, more energy. And so knowing that there was more baseball to play. So, but to see that was good to see.
After Roki pitched the way he did, defense made some great plays behind him. What was the feeling in the dugout seeing Freddie hit that walk-off?
Great. Freddie just has that aura. Will Smith has that same kind of pedigree. And you just really, there's not too many guys in baseball that you'd want to, in a game-winning situation. And, Freddie does it once again. So I don't know how many of those he's had, but it's pretty remarkable how he can kind of want to be that guy and come through as many times as he does.
Do you feel like the addition of that harder splitter is when things really did kind of start to change for Roki?
I do. I do. I think it just now, if you look at, if you can kind of plot map his fastball with his slider, with the split, it's all similar velocities and then all does something different. And so now, the slow one popped and it wasn't consistent as far as strike throwing. So this one is more in line with his throw, and everything coming out of the hand looks the same now.
What did Detmer's development for that tonight?
Detmer's velocity was up, just really lifey fastball tonight. Seems like every time we play these guys, whether it's in the spring or in the season, we get this guy, and I've always liked him. And I think he loves facing us, and it's a good slider, just a good competitor.
What did you think of Miggy's play early in the game?
Unbelievable. Miggy is he's just so much fun to watch, and I pay money to watch him play defense. Just a really, really good play. Yeah, I mean, he like we talked about some other guys, he always kind of does something to help us win, and he's just such a good teammate and big play.
Dave, Miggy's barehander or Esmeralda's diving play at third?
I would say the barehand play. But SB has been so solid on the defensive side. But Andy's play in center field was a good play. But I'll take Miggy's play.
If this version of Sasaki, does it remind you, you talk about his mound presence, does it remind you of anybody you've seen before?
I don't know. I think that he's a hard kind of comp because of the age. He doesn't remind me of any Japanese player, so I can't say, like a Darvish or a Hideo. There's a lot of young players that have come that you could start to see more confidence after they get hit in the mouth. Robo in a different way has kind of similar in that sense. I think even, Emmett, when he was scuffling, you see the look in the eye versus now the confidence of feeling like he is the best option when he's out there. I saw from Yamamoto a couple years ago, once he kind of got his bearings on Major League Baseball. But this has been a really good one because we saw it where it was really, we all felt sorry for him and sad for him. And now he's like arrived as an adult and a Major League player and real confident player.
During that time when he was kind of getting kicked to the teeth and stuff, and I mean, honestly, a lot of times his body language afterwards was really bad. At what point did you kind of think, like, was there something that told you, like, you know what, he's going to get through this and he's going to come out on the other side of it, or?
I do think that the last year in the postseason, on the biggest stage, to pitch some big outs, to rebound from that, tough year was one part of it. And then I don't know what point this year in April where he sort of just said enough is enough. But I do think that split changed his trajectory too. The profile of his pitch mix. You just can't ignore that either. All right, thanks guys.
Freddie, when we look at just the offensive results recently, whether it's been the slug, just extra bases, it seems like things are really aligned for you right now. What do you just attribute to the consistency you're seeing with the swing at the moment?
I mean, I wish I had an exact answer. Sometimes you just go through stretches where you just feel good. And obviously, I've been feeling good lately. I was tweaking a lot of things early on, just trying to find a consistent feel for things. And sometimes it's just get a couple hits and you get some confidence and get going. So nothing really crazy. It's the same routine and some soft line drives at the shortstop, and things have been working.
When you think about the way Roki pitched, defense tonight, and then of course ending the game the way you did, how much of this feel just like a complete Dodgers win?
Yeah, that was. I mean, as an offense, the last couple of games we would like to score more runs than we have, but sometimes it's a tough couple of days. Great pitching. Reed was great on the other side. Roki has been. He's been amazing for about a month now. Ever since that heaters got up to 100, splitters at 92, 93, it's special. He's got the confidence going. He's got the stuff. He just looks great out there. Bullpen was great and gave us a chance to, win the game at the end. And, hopefully we can score more than one run tomorrow.
Roki, how much more comfortable has he looked than this time last year or even a year ago?
Yeah, I would love to, what clicked for him or whatever, or maybe it's just becoming more comfortable here. Now it just feels like every time we run out there, we're going to get a start like this. It's really cool as a team to feel like every guy that goes out there, you get a chance to throw up a game like this. And Roki's really turned the corner here, and it's fun to watch, especially after last year. grinding, coming back as a bullpen guy, and doing this, and now finding his footing and being a a dominant starter. It's pretty cool.
How difficult of a play is Miggy's play earlier in the game?
There was a lot of difficult plays tonight. That was a lot of good defense plays. Santiago's diving play in the hole, just a lot of good stuff. Miggy's play when it hits off a pitcher, you're already going committed to one way, and then you got to make it another. The old guy still got it.
Freddie, is your confidence even higher now when you come up in walk-off situations like that?
It's always been pretty high. It doesn't change. Just when you face Kirby, you got to look up. Fastball splitters. If you look down, you're probably going to chase the splitter. So, I had a nice game plan going into it, looking up, and I was able to get a pitch.
Is the version of Roki that you're seeing now similar to kind of
what we heard?
expected?
Yeah, I don't know if you can expect. It's hard to expect. Okay, like he's coming from a whole other country. He's got to figure this out, and it's not what I would say we expected. It's what we heard, and then when you feel comfortable and confident, then you can start to expect things. And when you keep putting back-to-back starts like he's been doing, that's when the expectations kind of, come along with it, which, is another avenue that he's got to deal with. So it's what we heard, and to see it coming to fruition here at the biggest of stages, I'm just happy for him, because it's a tough transition. I couldn't imagine myself going to another country and doing what these guys are doing. So I'm just happy for him.
Have you seen his demeanor change as he's got more
He's always been the same. Just a humble guy walking through here, always smiling. I'm just glad. I'm just happy for him that he's pitching well.
Have you been surprised just how quickly it changed? I mean, it was just last start that he was dialing up 100 for the
Yeah,
first
but
time.
I mean, you could see I think a couple starts even before that, you could start to see the fastball was ticking up. The splitters were going. It's almost like when he stopped throwing the 82, 83 mile an hour splitters.
harder
Is
one?
when he started throwing the harder one is when things started to change for him. So. Just like us as hitters, you got to find tweaks sometimes, and he found his tweak and he's taken off.
Roki, tonight you had 10 strikeouts, new career high. When you look at just the performance that you're having right now on the mound, is this a culmination of all the work you've put in recently just to get to this point?
今こう13試合始めての経験なんですけれども、今できているこの結果というのをどういう取り組みに全てを関与していきたいと思いますか。
そうですね、オフから続けてきたことを、その後の、シーズン中の試行錯誤も含めて、徐々に、結果として現れてきているかなと思います。
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of things from the off season and also making adjustments in season 2. So I feel like everything kind of come together right now.
This was your second time seeing them in essentially a month. What did you take from your last outing that helped you with this one tonight?
今回2回目のこれです対戦になったんですけど、何かその前回から得てきたというか、気にしてよかったと思います。
そうですね、前回の試合で投げた配球だったり、そういうところも、加味して今日の試合に臨んだので、ビルも、ピッチングコーチもうまくリードしてもらえたかなと思います。
Yeah, last game against Angels, I pretty did a good job and I learned from the sequencing, so I pretty much did the same sequence today and stick to it.
You said last week that you're finally able to pitch like you again. What does that look like? What does that open up for your confidence going forward?
前回でその自分らしい投球ができたというようなことがあったと思うんですけど、何かそのきっかけというか、それが広がったような要因はあるでしょうか。
本当に積み重ねてきたことと、あとは最後少し合わせてるいろいろな試行錯誤をした上でなんていうんですか、ちょっと微調整しただけなので、基本的にやってることは変わらないですし、ただ思ったところに、思ったボールが行くようになった分、ある程度自分のペースで投げたりだとか、配球っていうのもどんどんリズムよくなってくるのかなと思います。
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually building up something, and making a small adjustment over time. I think that because of that, everything kind of put together, and so, and also when I do that, I find a good rhythm out there, so it kind of keep me going.
Roki, how much do you feel your confidence growing each start, and how much is that helping you?
自信がそれぞれのゲームどれぐらいついてきていますか。
そうですね、パフォーマンスも春先よりも上がってきているので、そこに関してはすごくストレートも、ゾーンに思い切っていきますし、思い切っていってもある程度構えたところに行くようになったので、そこら辺は 投げてて違うかなとは思いますけど、目指しているものは常に一緒なので、こう目の前の結果に左右されずに、積み重ねていけたらなと思います。
Yeah, I mean, obviously I got better compared to last spring training. And also, I feel like I'm being able to do a good job on my, stuff that I've been doing. So yeah, I'm just doing the small things all the time. Just keep building on it.
Hey, Roki, it's been since 2024, your last season in Japan, that you've been searching for fastball velocity like this. How comforting is it to know that you have it now? And now that it's there, are you confident that you could keep it there?
2020年ぐらいから球速を戻したいということを取り組んでいると思うんですけれども、今点がこういうふうに戻ってきて、続けていけるものなのかどうなのかとか。
そうですね。ここ2年間ぐらいで取り組んできたことでいいも悪いもいろいろ経験できたので、より自分が何でいいかも、自分が良かった時よりも理解しているつもりですし、この状態がしっかり続くように、ここも2年間やってきたので、もちろんこのまま球速維持できるかわからないですけど、ある程度自信はあるのが今の感じですね。
Yeah, I've been experiencing a lot of good and bad since 2024, but I feel like I'm able to maintain this. Velocity. I think I'm confident about that, but I just keep working on it to make sure I'm being a better player.
Is there any one thing that has helped make the velocity more consistent for you?
なんかその一つ大きな球速が安定してくると何かと思います。
一つではないんですけど、本当にいろんなものが噛み合って、いろんな状態にあるかなと思って、最後最近上がってきたのは、もちろん小さなことの変化なんですけど、全体的には続けてきたことなのでたくさんあります。
Yeah, there's actually a lot of things going on, so I can't just pick one. But like I said, building small things little by little, so that's what's happening.
Roki, it would appear that you've been very unafraid of attacking hitters at the strike zone. How much of that has been a difference maker for you, especially recently?
特に積極的に打者攻めること怖がってないと思うんですけど、何かその要因というか、積極的に出てくる。
なんていうんですかね、別にもともと怖がってたわけじゃなくて、ただ技術的に、構えたところに自分の強く投げた時にいかなかっただけなので、それはただ今実行できるだけなので、そこに関しては精神的な変化よりも技術的な変化がほぼ全てなのかなと思います。
I wasn't afraid of attacking it, but mechanically I get better, so I feel like I'm confident just keep going forward and attacking it too much. Good luck.
Thank you.